everyone. So I thought today for my video I would do like a little kind of inventory of how it went doing raw pregnant so that in the future I kind of can remind myself of things that worked and things that didn't, and why I think it's worth it to do raw regardless of how you feel, and to see then too how things maybe change when I'm no longer pregnant, and how maybe I don't know if things are going to affect me still the same, because I have a lot of like digestive issues and things that come up that I think may just be from pregnancy, but I don't know. So I'm going to document it so I know, and then I can refer back to it and see from there. So what I did was I made a list of the negative side effects of eating certain things. I guess I should make a list too of the positive effects of eating the right things, but I didn't do that because it's like I kind of know, like I feel good when I eat raw, and when I don't eat raw, these are all the things that come up and that I feel and that you forget about when you're not in the moment experiencing it. It's not until after you eat a certain thing that you're like, oh, that's why I don't eat that. It's because it makes me feel awful. So some of the things that I really can't eat, like especially while being pregnant, are grains in any shape or form. I just can't eat grains. Nuts. Nuts and nut butters. I love them, but I struggle every time I eat them, every single time. Dairy, cannot do dairy, period. Dried fruit. I love dried fruit, but when I eat it, I get sick. So that's, an interesting thing because it is technically raw, but I can't eat it when I'm pregnant. Refined sugar, obviously, but it really makes me not feel good when I'm pregnant. And any sort of poor food combining. It seems like when I'm pregnant, I really have to be mindful of how I'm combining food, because it just causes problems if I don't. So here are some of the symptoms that I get when I don't follow my plan or when I eat those things I just listed. Nausea. I have nausea regardless, but the nausea is way worse. It's the type of nausea where I'm like seriously fighting barfing and I'm leaning over the tub nausea. Whereas my regular nausea is just kind of like, ugh, I just don't feel good. Like I have a sour stomach all the time, Stomach pain, like not just nausea, but pain in my stomach. I get restless leg syndrome so bad when I eat any of those things that I mentioned. Whereas when I'm doing raw, I don't have restless legs. So isn't that one interesting? And I hate restless legs. They drive me nuts. Swelling, which is kind of an obvious one, but the swelling, I get swelling in my face, in my fingers, in my ankles, in my feet. And who wants to be swollen? I also will get like a lot of air, like burping and gas and indigestion and just all these unpleasant things that aren't really attractive and aren't fun. I'd rather avoid them. Back pain is a big one for me. I have chronic back pain, and when I eat raw, even though I'm pregnant, it's much less. When I eat raw when I'm not pregnant, it's gone. Like I have had back pain since I can remember, like since I was a teenager. And the fact that I could get rid of it through diet, I was amazed. That is a huge win, because chronic back pain is debilitating. And so when I'm pregnant, even when I'm eating raw, the back pain is present because the baby is there. But it is so much less when I eat raw, and it's so much worse the instant. Like I eat a teaspoon of peanut butter, and 30 minutes later, I'm like, oh, my back. It's ridiculous. Not being able to sleep. When I eat raw, I sleep a lot better. When I don't, I don't fall asleep. I kind of just lay there and my mind feels like it's racing like a rabbit, like just sporadic. And then when I do doze off, it's very restless. It's not a peaceful sleep. And then I wake up really tired. And I wake up really hungry. Whereas when I follow raw, like I wake up and I can do my lemon water and then my celery juice and I'm fine. And then I wait till 10 to eat my smoothie, but not when I eat certain things. I wake up and I'm like, I'm nauseated. I'm so hungry, if that makes sense. Another one is heart racing. My heart will start racing. I will get hot flashes. I'll feel like I can't get enough oxygen, like I can't breathe enough. I don't like that. I get a stuffy nose and congestion. You know, like when you're pregnant, everything gets, swollen and plugged. And when I follow raw, it's manageable. It's not bad. And then the instant I eat anything, really, it's within 30 minutes, I'm like, oh, my nose. Like I can't breathe as well. And it's just interesting to me how quickly I can tell on that. My skin will break out. I get the phlegm in my throat, where you're like all the time. I will get Charlie horses like crazy. I am a chronic Charlie horse person when I'm pregnant. Since eating raw, I've had like almost no Charlie horses. But then if I eat, I think it's especially grains is what does the Charlie horses. I get the Charlie horses so bad and they are brutal. And it's just not worth it. I also get arthritic pain. So I have arthritis in my fingers and in my joints and stuff. And when I eat raw, I'm really pain-free. When I eat grains or peanuts, especially, I think because they're inflammatory, I'm in horrific pain and everything starts hurting again. I have more fine lines and wrinkles when I wake up, following eating anything that I shouldn't. Constipation, my allergies flare up. I have seasonal allergies and I can kind of keep them under control with the raw food, which is nice. But when I don't follow raw food, they flare up and then I feel like I need to take some medicine and I don't want to take medicine. So my skin will hurt, like to touch, just sensitive and irritable. No energy. I'll be totally lethargic. If I eat, especially like with the nuts and the dried fruit, it like triggers me to mindlessly eat. Like it seems like that's the starting point where if I eat just a little bit of that, then it goes down this tunneling spiral of, oh, well, I'll just eat some of this and just some of this. And it triggers me to mindlessly eat, which I just need to not eat it so that doesn't happen. Bad breath, like Tanny talks about with dairy. Oh yeah, or meat products. It's ridiculous. It's disgusting, and I prefer not to have bad breath. Thanks. I will be disinterested in healthy food. Like if I eat grains or refined sugar, then all of a sudden I'm like, I don't want a green smoothie. I don't want fruit. Like even if it's a delicious mango or something, like I don't want it. I'm just like, no, I don't want healthy food. Isn't that weird? I just want junk food if I start eating junk food. Depression. The depression kicks up really bad when I don't follow raw food. And that one I don't want to deal with. I'd rather just not be depressed. And I also like instantly get ornery and irritable when I eat like grains or nuts and dried fruit and all those things. Like I can't handle my kids when I do that. And, lots of kids, I need to be able to handle them. So that is what I wrote down. And I'm going to keep this list in my food journal. I went through and I was reading through my food journal since that I started in November. And it's so funny how it's like, seriously, it's like 3 days perfect, 1 day bad. And then 1 day bad turns into 2 days bad or a week bad. And then I'm like, no, I'm going to be back on plan. And so then I'm back on plan for, I don't think I ever make it longer than a week. I don't know why. I hope that's just pregnancy. We'll hopefully get my commitment and ability to stick to it back, I hope. But it's so silly because every time I would write down how I felt after eating those things I told you I shouldn't eat, it's the same symptoms. Like, why do I want to go through that and have that pain and all of these symptoms all at once? Like, it's not just, one, it's all of them. You see how long this list is? It's like long. Why would I want to do that? So I'm going to keep this and like maybe put it somewhere where I can see it, because if I can see it and go, okay, I eat this, this is what's going to happen. Do I want that? Not really. And I think maybe too, then I'm going to write up a list of, when I eat properly and follow my plan, how good I feel. Because it truly is night and day difference with how good you feel. It's just a matter of why do sometimes I let the cravings or the hunger get the better of me and then I just eat what I shouldn't. So that is my little challenge to to figure out. And hopefully I have this baby before this video can post. That's just really wishful thinking. I'm with every child I've had preterm labor, and I end up being in labor for like a month, and it's exhausting. I just want to have this baby, but I want what's best for him, and if he's not ready to come, I am not going to force him. I'd rather wait. And so I will, of course, keep you posted, and hopefully this guy comes out, this guy that's like right here. Yeah. Oh, like I can't breathe and I can't eat and I can't sit, but there he is. So we'll talk to you later. Bye.